I've just completed my second Hyrox and I thought it would be helpful to tell you what to expect if you're going to your first Hyrox or if you're just new to the space and you want to learn a little bit more about it. So obviously you first need to buy your ticket. Once you've got that sorted, close to the event you will get an activate your ticket email come through, and that will come with a QR code. You then will use this QR code to get your wristband, and you'll have an allotted time to do that, and you can find that time on the Hyrox event page for your venue. For me, I was able to pick up my wristband the day before my event because I was on quite early on the Sunday, and I was able to go at an allotted time on the Saturday to pick it up as well, which I would really recommend doing. Especially if you're on early in the morning, because you just don't know what the queues are going to be like, how busy it's going to be and how long it's all going to take, so you might as well just get it the day before and take the stress out of the day of your race. When you get your wristband, you're also going to get your time chip, and that's the little chip that goes around your ankle. You're going to get a band that it attaches to, and you'll get the actual like red little time chip as well. Make sure that you remember that on the day of your race. So if you're getting your wristband the day before, make sure to also remember your time chip on the day of your race as well. Along with the tickets, remember to get anybody that's coming to watch a spectator ticket as well, and that works exactly the same as how you pick up your wristband. They'll get a QR code through, or you'll get it through if you've ordered the ticket for them, and then they'll just need to make sure their name is on it and then take it up to the spectator like ticket booth, and they'll get a spectator wristband as well. I had a videographer that came with us and filmed our event, and I got him a spectator ticket as well, so just bear that in mind if you have got anyone coming to support or someone coming to video you. They can pick that up anytime, I believe, so there doesn't need to be an allotted time for them to pick up their wristband. They can do that anytime, but obviously you have that allotted time to pick up yours. You'll get your start time a few days before your race. You can go and check that online at your event page in the Hyrox website. I think I got mine on like the Tuesday and I was racing on the Sunday, so you've got plenty of time to plan and prepare for that as well. And yeah, you just go to the event page, search your name, and it should come up and it should be there. Then you're all set to go. So on the day of the event, make sure to remember to have your wristband and your time chip around your ankle. They'll tell you which ankle to put it on as well. We put ours on in the car just so we made sure that when we get there and all the busyness of the venue and everything, we didn't forget to put the time chip on. So just remember to make sure to do that. And depending where your race is and how popular it is, the venue might be really busy. So you've got to take into account sometimes for like parking, or maybe there's queues to get in, or just a lot of people to get through. So do make sure to give yourself enough time before your race actually starts, so that you can take out as much stress from that day as possible, just because you don't want to be adding any other stress that's not needed when you're already probably a bit nervous, a bit excited for your race. Also on that note as well, I wouldn't get there too early, because the Hyrox venue and the area where the actual race is usually pretty loud, pretty busy, and somewhere where if you're a bit like me, you can get overstimulated quite easy and it can drain a lot of your energy. So I try not to get there too early because it is quite a lot to take in, but also don't leave it to the last minute so you're not rushing around and adding any extra stress as well. We arrived about 50 minutes before our race time and then chilled sort of outside the arena in like just before that you'd walk in, basically, where it's a little bit more quiet, and we chilled there until there was about 35 minutes to go. But you could push that to 45 minutes because I think our race was slightly less busy than some in like London, for example, because once you get through those doors you're going to need to drop off your bag. So there's a special place where you can drop off your bag, and like I just said, there might be a queue to get into there, so do make sure that you're checking that and you've got enough time before your race starts. If you have got someone coming to watch, it's probably just easiest if you can get them to take your bag from you, and then you don't have to queue up or, you know, spend any extra time on that as well. When deciding what you need to take from your bag into the warm-up area, you don't necessarily need anything, to be honest. We did take a metal water bottle, and that wasn't there by the end of the race. So we left it outside the warm-up area, and when we went back after the race, they said they'd thrown it away, which is slightly annoying. So if you can, I would recommend taking a plastic water bottle just in case it does get thrown away. But also they do have water in the warm-up area too. So you can have some water from there, but we just wanted to take some just in case. Also, I'm in Mexico City, so I'm not drinking the tap water here, and I wasn't quite sure what the water situation was going to be like in the warm-up area. But yeah, try not to take too much into the warm-up area. We did wear our t-shirts and then took them off in the warm-up area, and they were there when we got back after the race, so it might just be race dependent, but try to take as little as you can into the warm-up area. And then you don't have to go there after your race is finished. Once you're in the warm-up area, try not to spend too long in there, but also try not to rush through it. So a little bit case dependent on how long you need to warm up for. I personally didn't want to warm up for too long, and James and I actually did a little running warm-up outside of the warm-up area where there was a little bit more space before we went into the warm-up area. We got in there with about 15 minutes to go, and I just jumped on a couple of ergs. I also wanted to do some sandbag changeovers and just practice a few things before we got into the start tunnel. Again, this is going to be completely up to you what you want to do in the warm-up area, and if you've got any questions about it, just let me know. But personally, I just wanted to get my body loose, sort of have a practice of a few things and get prepped in that way, because I knew on the first run I was going to warm up a little bit as well. So long as I was warmed up for that first run, I felt like I was pretty good to go. This might be a little bit different if you're being super competitive, because you might want to be super switched on and all guns blazing as soon as you're getting out that start tunnel, so it is going to be a little bit case dependent. Also, don't forget you're going to need to go to the toilet one more time. So what we did is we did the running warm-up outside the warm-up area, went to the toilet, 15 minutes to go, we went into the warm-up area and did our warm-up there. I would probably even say give yourself like 5 minutes or something before your start time to go again to the toilet, so long as there's no queue, just because you will need it probably halfway round. Once you've got through all of that, it is time to get into the start tunnel. Keep an eye on the time when you're in the warm-up area, because it's unlikely they're going to call you into the start tunnel. There will be a clock in the warm-up area, so keep an eye on that, and then head into the start tunnel when you're ready. I would recommend not spending too long in there because it's very intense. There's a lot of people in there, there's really loud music, loads of motivational like speeches going on whilst you're in there, and it's like super intense. So James and I got in there with about 2 minutes to go. So we were going at 8:40 and we got in there 8:38. So we didn't have too long in there. We were sort of quite close to the back, so we just kind of squeezed through a few people to not be right at the back. But again, if you're being competitive, you might want to get in there a little bit earlier so that you can get right to the front of the pack so you can get out there. But yeah, again, it's quite intense. You can get quite overstimulated and quite hyped while you're in there, which is awesome, but it also means that it's going to drain a bit of your energy as well. So getting there, 2 minutes was a really awesome time for us, enough to like get hyped, but not too like crazy. And then it's go time. You get a countdown, which is electric. Remember to start at your own pace, run your own race, smile, have fun, take some deep breaths, and go and smash what you've been working towards. Once you've got through it and you've finished your race, you're going to cross the finish line, make sure you run over that finish line, and then you're going to get handed your patch. You can also see your time on the big screen in front of you. Once you get handed your patch, you're then into the sort of recovery zone. They've got water, electrolytes, fruit, they might have massage guns and other recovery tools as well. It's up to you what makes you feel good in this moment. I personally am not much of a stretcher after my workout, so I didn't use any of those things. I just made sure to get some water in, get some electrolytes in. They were handing out Gatorade at ours. And that was really helpful to have. And then we got in line to have our photo taken. There's a professional photographer there who's going to take that picture of you in front of your timestamp. The way the timestamp comes up is that you stand on like this little box with your time chip still on your leg, and then your time can come up on the screen behind you. For the rest of the day, I just made sure to get a couple walks in so that my legs weren't seizing up. I actually also went to an ice bath and sauna, which was great. Today is the day after my race and my body honestly feels amazing. So yeah, recovery is really important after the race as well as before. And hopefully that's all the information you need. Please let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything that I've missed out. Leave those questions in the comments below, or head over to my Instagram and ask me anything on there. And if you need any help with your Hyrox prep, whether that's training or nutrition, I can help you out with that as well. So again, head over to my Instagram and send me a message on there. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you've enjoyed this Hyrox journey series that we've been doing as well.